Before we start tonight's episode of Contact, and we learn what happens when Ellie goes through the big machine, we just want to remind you guys that if you want to continue to help us out, go to gofundme.com/Cheapseat Reviews. Like I said, we've been halfway there for a while. If we can just get that last little bit of money, secure the show for the next year, it'd be great, for 2 years, in fact. $25 gets you on the show. That's right. You get to come on, guest star on the show. How awesome would that be? So, like I said, go to gofundme.com/Cheapseat Reviews. Give whatever you can, and we really appreciate it. Thank you for listening.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah.
Do you think there's people on other planets?
I don't know, Sparks. But I guess I'd say, if it is just us, it seems like an awful waste of space.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
This is Cheapseat Reviews.
Hello, and thank you for listening to Cheapseat Reviews, the podcast that explores the Hollywood film industry for the greater good. I don't know what episode this is. This is episode 130, 130, I think 2, because my script
15.
still says Adventures in Babysitting. So,
78.
Hut?
Going back in time.
Contact.
All right, is your script slowly but surely fading as you don't answer the questions?
Yeah, it's farther and
Nice.
farther away. Yes, this is episode, one. Right, that's right. Yeah, 132. Sorry, wow, that's, for some reason, that was...
Sorry, this is now you're doing your rock sequence.
Oh, is that what's
Yep.
happening? Oh. Where's my...
I'm doing...
Where's my... I want this...
Sean's doing the make out with his mom sequence in the car.
What?
And there it is.
Oh, Back to the Future. I was like, wait, that's not in this movie. I was waiting for somebody to
Or
sing.
is it?
Well, maybe not. I was waiting for someone to do the Spice Girls part of that, but no. All right, so I am Shawn Ard. Yes, episode 132, and today we're talking about the movie Contact. With those people we're going to talk about later. I am Shawn Ard, and joining me tonight is Andrew. Okay to go, Jemison.
Hey. That was his version of Crunch Tack.
Oh. Okay. Cornelius, they sent her into space without food. Logan?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I said, Cornelius, they sent her into space without food. Logan?
I was a little upset about that because, when you land, you're like, hey, I'm alive. It would have been a great time for her just to reach in her suit and pull out Snickers.
Right.
Start chewing.
That would have been really good.
And then when she finished with the Snickers, she throws it on the ground. And they're like, oh, wait a minute. Whoa. We can't have that.
Typical American.
You all die.
Typical American littering on another planet. I mean, we did live like crap up on the moon, so. And
Actually,
Sam.
She'll take the flag and just place it.
Yeah.
It's ours now.
I claim Vega.
We brought you here. Doesn't matter. It's ours now.
Yeah, it's ours now. Yeah, I don't care that you live here. This is how we do things in America. Sam, 18 hours of static vector.
Oh, okay. Well, you have to think, when did she go pee in that 18 hours? And where? Did she just kind of squat down on that beach?
Jack never needed to.
Pee?
Jack.
And did it turn into kind of like a puddle at the bottom of the spaceship?
I don't know. Well, maybe her suit is like the Iron Man suit, because in Iron Man 2, he's like, you could pee that, and you could drink that water. It's filtered. That's what he says. But let's not find out. So let's pull
Jack
up
from 24, he never pees.
Oh, is that what it is? Well, yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, he's 24. He's always going. Or eats. Pull up a comfy chair and let's dive in. A chair that's been attached to the roof of the thing that then eventually breaks off and dies. That's right. 1997's Contact. with your Jodie Foster and your David Morse,
Code.
and your young,
Tom
your
Skerritt,
very
Eric.
young Jenna Malone from the Hunger Games movies, the second and third and fourth one. Yeah, you're. What'd you say, Tom Skerritt?
Huh?
What?
Tom Skerritt. Eric.
What were you saying, Sam?
Eric?
You seemed to.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, I thought you made a face as in, or a
Huh?
noise as in you were.
I thought Jodie Foster was in this movie.
She is. I said that at the beginning.
Oh, did you? I wasn't listening. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm just not surprised.
Hello, Clarice.
Oh.
Here you go. Sorry, there was a. There you go. Yeah, William Fichtner, who was great, who basically played Daredevil. Matthew McConaughey. I know some people have said that it's actually McConaughey, but I'm gonna say McConaughey. Like, hey, I'm McConaughey.
Well, let's just take our shirts off and it'll be the same.
That's right. All right. And like you said, you're Tom Skerritt, and
Scared? I ain't scared.
and you're Larry King, and there's a bunch of other people. So yeah, there you go. 1997's Contact. It's a 2-hour
It had
and
everyone.
30-minute romp through space, time, and
It's a
everything.
long movie.
It was a long.
How long was
movie.
this romp, you said?
2 hours and 30 minutes.
Yep.
30 minutes. Nice.
2 hours and 30 minutes. It was probably one of our longest movies we've done, actually, for the show. I mean,
I
I mean, Batman versus Superman Unchained. What's it called? The Ultimate Edition. Sorry.
Chain Melody.
I was thinking of Django Unchained for some reason.
Well, that is a long
Batman.
movie.
Yeah,
Batman Unchained.
Yeah, Batman Unchained. I like that. Actually, that sounds like a good movie.
I was going to say that's a better title.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd go see
but-
Batman Unchained.
Yeah.
Wasn't the Transformers movie that we all hated stupid long?
Yeah, it
It
was.
was. You're right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was painfully
It was
long.
like 3 hours, wasn't it? It was.
What was that one called? Dark of the Moon? No, it was
No, the Age of Extinction or something like that.
Transformers. Oh, they're making a new one called The Last Night. All right.
Yeah, apparently the Transformers are going back in time.
Oh, good for them.
They're gonna go back in time.
How weird is that?
Our theme catches up with us.
Yeah, Age
Love
of
it.
Extinction. Yeah, you're right. 2 hours and 45 minutes of hot flippin' garbage.
Except for his brother in that movie. I like the funny brother.
The T.J. Miller character.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the what's his beak?
James Vanderbeek.
Now you always say that. No. Crap. What's his name? Stanley Tucci character. He was pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Other than that, that's all I'm saying.
It was excellent.
Actually,
me
do
to
you know what
perform.
it was? Doctor, what was it?
That is one big pile of shit.
Oh, thank you, sir.
There we go. Thank you, Dr. Malcolm.
Speaking of Dr. Malcolm, I'd just like to go ahead and throw out here that we have another iteration of that type of character with Matthew McConaughey. Hey, lady, I'm here
kinda
to
creepy.
save the world. Won't you don't watch me take my shirt
You
off?
sound like Bill Clinton.
He was in this
You know,
movie, so I
surprisingly,
assumed-
surprisingly enough, that's not too far from the truth, I've heard.
There's actually some really great trivia about the Bill Clinton in this movie. So
Yeah.
can't wait
I
to
was,
get there.
Trying to get into contact with Jodie Foster. You know what I mean?
That's actually pretty good. Who here has seen this movie before tonight or this showing?
Long time ago.
I saw it in the
Galaxy
theater.
Far Far Away.
Nice.
I did too, actually.
I think I did. I don't remember.
I think you're the only one that hasn't. Oh,
No, I've seen it.
oh, you have. Okay, so
Oh,
we've all
yeah.
seen it before.
Yeah. In fact, I remembered today specifically the last time I watched it, which is weird, right?
Oh,
It was the summer of 2002. And I only know that is because we had to watch this in my astronomy class that I took at High Point University over the summer. And so in my lab, we watched this movie as he said it was a requirement. We took a test, and part of the questions were movie, like things from this movie. Because a lot of the science in the movie is very accurate. So thought that was kind of cool. So so Andrew, your initial thoughts, sir.
Would we like to know what the movie's about first?
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, please. What is Contact?
Because I have a whole sentence to read.
Oh, okay. Well, and read the whole sentence.
And here we go. Dr. Ellie Arroway, after years of searching, finds conclusive radio proof of intelligent aliens who send plans for a mysterious machine.
It's the Terminator.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun,
And our listeners find conclusive radio proof of non-intelligent beings
when they listen to this podcast.
when they listen to this podcast.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. Cool.
that is factually correct.
Yes, it is actually.
But we find a way.
Not quite. The delivery was good, but the tone, you sounded like somebody else. I don't know yet. Not him.
Sorry.
That's all right. You're doing well. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Too many voices that are too similar.
I will. Anyway, so yeah, Contact. So Andrew, now you may, sir, please tell us your initial thoughts.
Okay. Well, I forgot what movie we were doing. And so on Sunday, I logged on and saw what we were doing and was pleasantly surprised because this is a movie that I watched many times in high school. Either it was on, or I think my parents even had it on VHS and they watched it several times. But I liked the movie. I didn't realize until I was halfway through it and wondering when it was going to be over just how long the movie was. Because I vividly remember the movie because even in high school or middle school, whenever I watched it for the first time, I thought it was a good film then. I still think it's good. I think it holds up. There's a few things as far as the technology goes that kind of dates the film a little bit, but
Yeah.
but I like it. I think it's a great film.
All right. Corny.
Yeah. Like I said, I saw it in the theater, and it was one of the first times I watched a movie that didn't have, like explosions and car chase scenes, which technically I get an explosion and technically I get a fast car running when she takes the Jeep and tries to kill Tom Skerritt. And it's interesting, thanks to the podcast, how I viewed this movie differently the second time.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I stopped kind of paying attention after a while because, like, I didn't like Jake Busey, obviously for good reasons.
Yeah.
But then I really didn't like him in this movie, and my collection of people I wanted to die kept growing. And but I guess when you get down to it, I think the movie is better now than it was then. Not necessarily visually, but in terms of it meaning something. Now, what I mean by that is that my hate has only grown in the years that I've gotten older.
Well, just in general. Oh, okay.
I
I didn't know if you were like aiming that hate towards a specific thing, but just in general.
Oh no, just yeah. I'm getting old and ornery.
Yeah, 34. Man, you're old. All right, Sam.
This has been. I think I thought I saw it in the theater when it came out, but I never rented it again or never saw it except for maybe some scenes here and there on TV. And I kind of agree with Corny a bit that my interpretations and my viewing of this movie changed on a different level. When I first saw it, it was all about the space exploration. It was all about the travel and getting to the scene where she's falling through the little wormhole. That, and then I remember that.
I'm good to go.
Good to go. Yeah. And this time it hit me on a different level. I don't know if it's just because I'm older and more. I don't know if I'm any more mature than I was when I saw it in '97. But
you've had more life experiences, certainly.
I've had more life experiences, and the dad scene got me this time. in the bookends, when she finds him on the floor and when she sees him, I remember it being her father, but this time, there's something about Dern, father relationship movies that always get me. The Big Fish out there, the Field of Dreams, things like that are just tug at my heartstrings.
I think it changes too after you have kids.
Yeah, and maybe that's it too. Yeah. And in the hopes that you're doing the best you can for them, but the deeper meaning behind this film, and I'm guessing it's coming from the book it was based on, in terms of, do we really want to know if aliens are out there? And what would that mean for our system of beliefs here on planet Earth? And the whole idea of, this movie brought up a whole lot of science versus God. And I thought it was brilliant in the way they juxtaposed both sides of it. Kind of reminded me a little bit of Life of Pi. Have you guys seen that one yet?
I still haven't. It's on my DVR.
Isn't that a Gordon Ramsay show?
That would actually be more. The more accurate would probably be Guy Fieri, but yeah, the joke is still valid.
Yeah, in the novel, one of the first sentences, this book will
novel.
The novel.
Oh,
yeah, you read, right? It says this book will convince you that there is a God or something like that, and through the book it presents an interesting case.
I'm sorry, what, Sam?
But
stupid book.
That one.
But anyway, I enjoyed some of the meaningful conversations, and the characters I really enjoyed. I liked her spunky scientist. The blind guy was awesome. I liked
Matt Murdock.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah, I like McConaughey, even though I know Andrew's probably going to puke a little bit in his mouth. But then you've got the politicians.
Oh,
and anytime the politicians come into the picture, and I guess we'll talk about tropes later on down the road, it just, I don't know if they were just cardboard cutout baddies, but they didn't hit me as much as, I don't know, a more well-rounded person or well-rounded character would be. But overall, I think it's pretty well-made movie. I think it remains true to the science fiction that it is based on. So what do you think, Shawn? What's your thoughts?
So I really super enjoyed the movie. So we get past the initial scene, which I kind of want to talk about in a second, like the actual Earth pulling away moment. Which I thought was brilliant. But I had like a nerd moment and I had to do some math, but we'll get there in a second. But like, I loved the science behind it. Like, this movie is like what year is it? The almost 20-year-old version of The Martian, where we get a science movie where they're really, I mean, I guess technically Jake Busey would be the only real quote unquote bad guy. But most of the movie is about science. Now, it's also about science and faith. It kind of gave me like a Dan Brown kind of a feel. Though Dan Brown is like, he's a confirmed atheist. But there was, one of his books, which I think is his best book, is The Angels and Demons.
Angels and Demons, yeah.
Where we scientifically prove kind of God, that the Big Bang needed a push, right?
Yep.
And if there was nothing before the Big Bang that needed the push, something pushed it, right? So that's the concept of that particular book that deals with the religion versus science. And so what this movie does really well is that, one, it does the science really well, and two, it does, I will say this, a little bit annoyed me. Unless you were Matthew McConaughey, you were a religious zealot.
All right.
And that was a little kind of annoying to me, because it was like being one of faith, individually, personally, me. I was like, okay, hold on now. We are not all this kind of crazy, right? And and the movie, if you take out aliens and insert whatever you want to insert in 2016, what's happening now versus religion, I think it still kind of works, because, like, for some reason, people think that religion can't mix with anything else, and that movie talks about that a lot. Like, that she's a scientist and therefore she can't have religion at all. Well, I don't necessarily believe that. I think
some of the greatest scientists in the world had religion.
Right.
Einstein and Darwin, Charles Darwin.
Yeah. So
others.
Right. Yeah, and there are other examples that we can Google if we want to, but you can do it on your own. So, or go read a book. But,
Nope.
Or listen to inaudible.com/cheapseat reviews and you can get a 30-day free trial. Anyway, here's an old one for you, right? It still works. Anyway, so like a lot of that stuff was really great, but I still, unless this is the first time you've listened to the show, go back and listen to the first 130. If it's not, then you know me by now know that I am a Trek fan. I love Star Trek. So to me, the concept of aliens is intriguing and fan. Like I love this idea of a kind of benevolent. Sorry, is the right word. Alien that comes down and greets us and says, "Hey, we want to help you, and you can help us." Right? I like that idea.
Yeah.
Let more Star Trek First Contact, less Independence Day. Right? So
yeah.
I actually have to disagree. I don't think I want an alien to exist. The world's already confused with the powers of black men. I don't want them to know that there are other beings with equal abilities.
Anyway,
damn it, I'm a superhero in this country. I want to still be one.
My point is that that's one of the things I like. So as we recorded this episode, we are on the eve of the 50th anniversary of Star Trek, and that's one of the things that I love about Trek is that you can have both. You can have religion and science, and just because
and eat it too,
right? And just because there are aliens in the universe, why does that mean that God didn't put them there? Why does you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like only we as humans think we are so centric enough to think that we are the only ones here, right? So that's kind of one of my.
Yeah, hell, how long did we think the Earth was the center of the universe?
Right, exactly. So,
and then we now realize it's me.
Right, it's corny. It's well revolved around corny, and that's not a fat joke either.
Well,
a good one though.
You know how they kept saying if the world or if the universe is so big, then it seems like a waste of space. And then I'd never caught it before this viewing, where she says, I don't know exactly, I'm paraphrasing, that if we are the only ones, then it means we're really special.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
In her but in her defense to the stupid government bureaucrat bullshit that really just made my blood boil. Well, we all four of us work for the government, so we all understand.
Yes.
That
I can't talk about my job.
Bureaucratic garbage, which just boiled my blood from this movie. Oh my gosh! And those characters, all of them, are just one-dimensional. They're just douches, government douches. I mean,
yeah.
They're GDs, but I mean government douches. And I hated them all. I didn't want them to die, but I wanted them all to have bad careers and get discovered that they're cheating on their wives and their careers ruined. That's what I wanted.
Damn, that's hateful.
Hey, whatever. And as soon as you saw James Woods on screen, you're like, oh, he's gonna be an asshole.
So James Woods and there's another guy. Every time they're on screen, you're like, oh, they're gonna be good, and then they don't.
Ooh, piece of candy.
In this movie? Yeah.
Actually, Andrew, I was actually kind of hoping you would do the James Woods song from Family Guy.
Yeah, sorry.
Anyway, so I as I was preparing for this episode today, I was at work and I'm actually kind of training my replacement at work because I'm switching jobs. I guess
is it a legal immigrant?
No. What is it? A legal immigrant? Yes.
She's not an illegal.
No, she is a natural born citizen like you and I.
Okay.
Isn't that a movie?
Natural born killers. Is natural born law-abiding citizen. There we go.
There he is.
Yeah. Which has a really great scene with it's got a really great scene with a cell phone though, which is awesome. Anyway, So the opening scene happens, right, when it showed the planet Earth, and we're hearing all the music of the day, right, today of 1997. I keep hitting the microphone. I'm sorry, I'm not used to it being here. Like Spice Girls and Third Eye Blind and all the stuff that we listened to in high school that Sam listened to in his 40s.
Never heard of them.
Yes, you have. So, then the camera pans back, right? The camera pulls back, and then the farther away we get from Earth, then the music changes and it gets older and the signal gets weaker.
It's the first time I've realized that.
This viewing, or as I'm
when I realized we were going back in time.
Oh, okay, good. Because that's how it would happen. That's actually how things would happen. And I thought it was brilliant. But then I got to thinking, okay, the scale that they used is wrong. And so my brain thought, and this is actually what happened, seriously. I thought, I'm going to mention this cool scene, and then someone on the show is going to mention the fact that they don't think that the scale is right. So now I'm going to have to do the math to figure out what the actual scale is.
I never would have said anything about it. How about you guys?
I figured actually if anyone
not.
I figured anybody would be Sam, just to argue with me about something.
I would never do so.
I personally have my protractor ready.
Yeah. In fact, when I was doing this, her name was Jillian. She's getting a shout out for the show. She looked over at me and she's like, "My God, you're such a nerd." And then I even did the thing where I pushed my glasses up on my face, and I was like, "Well, I got to know the math behind the science." I did the gag. So no, you're right. But I'm not going to go into the math. But basically, if you count the 1910 radio broadcast, which was the first radio broadcast that we did, it was an opera. As being the first radio waves to leave the planet. So I'm doing on a basis of 90 years of broadcasting.
It was a good show. You should listen to it.
Okay. Were you there when it happened live?
No.
That means that if my math is right, which it was, then it means we have had sound being floated out there for over 90 light years. Right?
Yeah. Okay.
So that is significantly farther away than what the camera could show us, but obviously they can only go so far. But anyway, it's just a very long way. So it's actually kind of cool to think about that there are sound waves from this planet that are that far away. I mean, we've sent signals technically farther than even our nearest star, which is only like 3 or 4 light years away, which is Alpha Centauri. Again, I took astronomy. Anyway, so there you go. There's the math on that.
I'd say I was impressed, but I'm not.
Well, that's fine. But here's the funny thing is, like, I even Googled what's the farthest radio waves we've sent into space, and when I clicked on it, the article starts off with, from the opening scene of Contact, they do blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh, okay. Somebody else has clearly had the same thought. So there you go. Do you guys like the big antenna that they used from GoldenEye? I thought that was kind of cool. I was expecting to see James Bond shooting somebody on it. And
I was waiting to see Ned Stark at the bottom of it somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Dead, lying all sprawled out.
Took me back to my N64 days.
No joke.
Oh. Hey, did you see they remade that in HD?
With the Unreal Engine, right?
Awesome.
Oh, yeah, it looked fan-flippin-tastic.
Absolutely.
In case you didn't know, this was directed by Robert Zemeckis, which is super appropriate for your Back to the Future references because he's the guy that directed that.
Absolutely.
But
Holy cow.
He's also the guy what directed Forrest Gump. And within the first, 6 minutes of the movie, you're like, yeah, this is definitely Forrest Gump, and this is definitely the same guy that wrote the music for Forrest Gump because he did that.
Oh, yeah.
Silvestri, right?
Yeah, Alvin Silvestri. He did that piano lick, and all I could hear was Forrest Gump. Yeah, that's all I could hear.
Or the first half of He-Man.
Okay.
I'm the only one who listens for He-Man and all aspects of life.
No. It's on my Spotify.
Really? You got that handy? That's cool. You don't have to prove me. I believe you. But so basically the concept is so you have the movie trope. You know, this movie has lots of tropes, but it's based on a book. But that's fine. So you've got the plucky scientist that's looking for SETI. Which, by the way, I'm curious. Did you guys ever participate in SETI with your screensavers Did you guys
I
ever
thought it
do
was
that?
settee.
I always say settee. Settee? No.
Nice. I think it was
My
better.
grandmother had a settee in her living room.
Yeah?
And we weren't allowed to sit on it because it was too fancy.
It is a very fancy thing. Wasn't that the name of?
Are you being serious? I can't tell.
Yeah, a
Oh, I'm
settee.
sorry, I
It's
thought
like
you were actually
it's a piece of
referring to
furniture.
settee.
No, it's actually a piece of furniture.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it is.
White people.
I thought settee. Isn't it? I guess it's French, right? Isn't that thing French?
I don't know. I always called it a couch. I don't know.
What was it? What
Corey
was
just calls it a bench. It's just a bench.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
What was the girl's name
Did
in
he
Mulan?
sit on it? Yeah. That's all that matters.
Actually, there's furniture that we had in our house that we couldn't sit on.
Did it have plastic on it?
No. Although I did have a couple of
He's not
older
Greek.
relatives that had plastic on their stuff. Like, why? It's a couch. That's what you're supposed to do with it.
Yeah, Satine. I thought you were doing the reference to the chick from Moulin Rouge for a second, because her name was Satine. So anyway,
Satine.
So
she died.
Spoiler. Jesus.
Yeah, she did.
I guess it's an old movie. I guess you've seen it by now, and if you haven't, well, that's actually, in fairness, that's actually a spoiler. The movie starts off with Ewan McGregor telling the story of how she dies. So,
Yeah.
the movie actually spoils itself. So, good job, Ewan McGregor. Way to go. You ruined Star Wars, and then I'm just teasing.
I don't
I don't think he ruined it.
He's not
I
actually
think-
his fault. He's actually one of the better moments. He was actually pretty good as Obi-Wan. He was just
Yeah,
was told to say really stupid things and do a lot of stupid things, but
Midichlorians.
yeah, whatever.
Donald Trump.
I just get so frustrated with my students who are so young that they're like, those are great movies. I'm like, no,
Oh, no,
you
it
can't
was
use the
not.
word great. You can say colorful or
Whoa, we don't use those words here.
oh well. Damn,
Goofy?
I never know what to say anymore.
I would give you goofy.
I mean, the Jar Jar Binks is obviously goofy and slightly racist.
Slightly. Speaking of racist, Robert Zemeckis. I was reading an article and kind of mentioned how the ways that Robert Zemeckis turned out to be a little racist.
Really?
Really?
And particularly mentioning the scene in Back to the Future.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, the couple scenes in Back to the Future where essentially he gave Chuck Berry the idea of rock and roll.
Oh
How he
yeah,
turned
It took a white man to give a black man the idea to do rock and roll.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
But the article actually had like several other
Right.
good articles. I was like, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. I wouldn't actually be that surprised. Like the Japanese guy that yells at McFly, who was his boss or whatever, who screams at him. It's like you couldn't have found somebody that had a, like, you know what I'm saying? Like he was like a super Asian stereotype. McFly. Yeah, he screams at him, and then
McFly.
he yeah, it's fried
ice.
You like.
It's fried ice, you peak.
It's a movie quote. We're not racist. Leave us alone. Oh no!
1-star reviews.
Yeah, if
from
you
anyone of
quote a
ethnicity.
movie, but it's a racist quote, does that make you racist or just quoting the movie? I don't know. I'm not going to try it in public, but from the safety of my microphone, I don't mind. Crap! I forgot where we were going with that. Whatever. Star Wars 1, 2, and 3 suck. That's all I was going to say. Robert Zemeckis is also great. He's done some good stuff. Oh crap! I didn't mean to do that.
A lot of people didn't like Forrest Gump.
Okay, there's this really weird thing about Forrest Gump that I want to talk about. Okay, for whatever reason, and okay, this is going to sound super stereotypical, but I've talked to about 5 or 6 females. So, damn it, stop hitting the microphone. So, of the 5 or 6 females,
Were you using air quotes, by the way, when you just said that?
No. I'm just talking with
Is
my
that why
hands.
you hit the mic?
No, I'm just talking with my hands. The 5 or 6
Talking
females
about Jodie Foster.
Sam has the gift.
that I've talked to have all hated Forrest Gump. And I asked them why did they hate it, and a couple of them said, well, they feel like it's because we as men think it's the greatest movie of all time. And I got into a huge argument with someone that used to work at Carowinds. Corny, you know who I'm talking about, but I'm not going to tell you on air. I don't know if she listens to the show, but I'm not going to risk it. But anyway, we got into a really huge debate about Forrest Gump and how she thinks that every guy thinks it's the greatest movie ever. And I said, not only do I not think it's the greatest movie ever, I don't think it's the greatest movie Robert Zemeckis has directed. But I think it is a great film. And we got into this long thing. So it was really interesting because I mentioned it today at lunch while I was talking, like, oh, what movie are you guys doing this week? Oh, we're doing Contact. Oh, okay, that's cool. Who directed that? Robert Zemeckis. Oh, I hated Forrest Gump. What? Okay, weird.
How can you hate Forrest Gump? That's just
very easily. I mean,
Yeah, you think so?
No, I'm just saying it's very easy to hate things.
I mean, I guess you're right. I guess it is
Yeah.
easy to hate stuff, but I just think it's really interesting. Anyway, whatever. Tirade over. Though Forrest Gump is
I hate
great.
Sam. We all know
yeah,
this.
that's true.
And we all know Sam likes to do bodily harm to me for whatever reason. So
Yeah.
Perceived bodily harm. I mean, there's no proof.
Yeah.
that
Well,
actually
you're right.
happened.
Listen, I was trying to help you sell your house.
Look, I got scars.
I was
scratches
describing
all over.
the master closet
Yes,
very well on
That's true.
Facebook.
That was weird. It's roomy. Oh yeah, it is actually. It's a walk-in closet, Sam. It would have been only just a little bit better if you actually could have described like something in the closet.
No, better yet, you should have said something along the lines of, and between the hours of 10 and 11, you can get just the perfect view of the stars.
Right.
Yeah. When the air actually works in the house, but I didn't want to say anything negative on your house.
Yeah, well, I appreciate.
All it works is just dual zone.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's just annoying. Well, yeah, but like this time of year, the closet is like super. It's an ice box because there's a vent in there. Why are we talking about this? Who cares? Anyway,
Why do you put a vent in your?
I don't know. Somebody did. I didn't build the house. Anyway,
So weird.
no one cares. Contact. Jodie Foster. I mean, I don't mind going on a tangent with you guys, but no one cares about my house situation.
I care.
As soon as I saw the Hitler bit, I was like, "Oh, this is how Iron Sky started." Okay.
Yeah, Zemeckis. That's classic Zemeckis.
I had that exact same thought.
Right. It's a good thing Fichtner was around in this movie because he basically was like the ex machina, like 4 times. You know, he just leans up against the speaker.
Our Iron Man guy.
What?
Our Iron Man guy.
Iron Man?
Daredevil.
Iron Man.
What the hell?
What are you talking about?
I'm sorry. I must be on drugs.
Are you?
Did you just have a stroke, Courtney?
I think I just did.
You smell toast? Have you never heard that? It's a bad joke that people that
Anybody smell toast?
yeah, it's a bad joke. Anyway, no, he's not from Iron Man. He is our DC connection for the movie. He was in Batman or The Dark Knight. He's the bank dude who he puts the gas grenade in his mouth.
Tasty.
And other
Orifices.
yeah. No, not other orifice. No, just no.
Oh.
No, and I was saying that Fichtner, he's also in another space movie. He was in the Armageddon movie.
Was he a driller?
No, he was. What are you doing with a gun in space? Guy. He didn't say the line.
Yeah.
He was the guy with the gun in space.
I'm from Texas.
No, okay, that makes sense actually.
Yeah, we're concealed carry. State.
Yeah, and they also have
Yeah,
that.
we can't take a tube of toothpaste on an airplane, but yet we can
take a gun to
take a gun to
space.
space.
I just like that line. What are you doing with a gun in space? It's a good line. And otherwise, okay film. I would love to do that movie though for this podcast. I think that
For
movie,
what it is, it's a good film.
yeah, I mean that movie is just just reeks of CSR, and so I can talk about
And
animal crackers and her belly button and things like that. So Steve Tyler, we're going to have a scene where you're going to sing a song while your daughter is getting it on with Ben Affleck. That sounds cool, right?
So
yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Or in the Liv, on the reverse side of that, Liv, you're going to be getting it on with Ben Affleck while we play a song that your dad wrote. Yeah, that all sounds awesome.
What, you don't do that?
No. Well, my dad hasn't written any music that I'm aware of. Maybe he has. I don't know. I totally forgot that friggin' Rob Lowe was in this movie.
Yeah, I generally put Dad on speaker dial and
stop.
And
This is
no,
this is getting weird.
No.
Ever since Parks and Rec, I can't take Rob Lowe
seriously.
Yeah.
They did more of that in president insert thing, whatever that they did. That was kind of cool. I laughed at the guy when he said, it's going to cost $1/3 trillion. And I laughed out loud. I'm like, that's what we spent on Iraq, like last year. But I guess in 97, a third trillion seems like an astronomical, pun intended, kind of number.
Like, who would spend that kind of money?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh, wait, we spent that last week. Couldn't be kissing like that.
That was just on astronaut diapers.
No, it's on the Wallowitz zero gravity waste disposal unit. Oh, so you're a space plumber. Got it. Okay. They couldn't be making out in the public like that with all the paparazzi and cell phones today. This is just one of those movies where that wouldn't work.
Actually, I thought that was a trap the first time I saw it.
Oh, right.
Like I thought he was setting her up to fail, or setting her up to not be able to go, and then he did it anyway. So never mind.
Yeah, he did do it. He threw her under the bus, under the portal.
Proverbial giant magnetic bus.
Yes. Seems super unfair to live air stream or I guess not stream, they just live air the interviews so that, he said that, they didn't like that, well then I'll say this. So that's why Scarrett was like, with the thing under God, and then Matthew McConaughey's like, oh, he said God. Oh, he said God. Did you hear that? He said God. He's our guy. What a douche. Tom Skerritt, not Matthew McConaughey.
I know. I appreciate it.
Damn it, Busey. So let me get you straight. Your plan was to blow yourself up and the thing, and now the entire world hates you and your religious order. Good job.
I guess the question is this.
Yeah.
Now, if suicide's supposed to be not okay.
Yeah. In the Christian faith, it's not. Yeah.
Yeah. So then what would justify him to do that? I don't know. He thought he could.
He probably thought he was
a snake charmer, or
a
snake guy where he could stick his hand in a box and he'd be fine.
He was martyring himself.
Well, I mean, yeah, he was martyring himself, but that's different. Like when you die for a cause, and maybe you're right. Maybe in his delusional Busey brain with that long hair, that was his brain was like, I'm going to heaven because I'm doing God's work, and that I'm going to die and that's okay because I'm doing God's work. So maybe you're right, but still,
not a great plan.
So,
that was fantastic. I actually thought that was Sam.
Perfect. Yeah, you're welcome. Anyway, government spending. Haha, that was pretty funny. I like how McConaughey can just show up on a Navy boat in Japan. Like, who does he think he is? Batman from Dark Knight Rises? That was the joke I wrote here.
And we all laughed.
I know. It's fine. The view screen in her little sphere thing reacts to her movement. Carl Sagan invented AR long before Apple or Samsung. So good job, Carl
Sagan. By the way, I'd like to, speaking on the tech, there's no way that the computing power in that room, any of those rooms, could have done the stuff that it needed to. I'm just looking at all those big-ass monitors.
The floppy drives?
Yeah, and looking at floppy drives and going, there's just no way. I look at my cell phone and I go, there's more computing power in my hand than that entire room.
Well,
it's really scary.
Well, yeah, you're right. But, I mean, what were they doing that was so complex?
The 3D modeling, I would guess, would be my first thing.
Well, they obviously had the technology to do it because they showed you, right? I mean, this is 3 years after 4 years. Damn, I can't math. After Jurassic Park, so clearly we have the computing power to create dinosaurs. So what would have been so difficult about what they're doing? They're literally just taking an audio signal and filtering it. I mean, that's what I'm doing.
To instantaneously get it. as
There's
smooth
no
as they
buffer
did.
time. I mean, just the processing power alone, I don't think was in those machines. Not to say that it doesn't exist. I'm just saying in those particular machines.
I don't want this to be my hinge of argument on this particular movie, but it seems weird. Like,
yeah,
what,
you want to go there? Let's go there.
Well, okay,
We'll
fine, but I mean, what buffering?
Fine.
I mean, I'm confused. It's not like they're downloading information. It's an audio signal. They're picking up radio. Your radio in your car doesn't have to buffer the information that gets from the air.
No, but they would have to. The 3D image. There was more information than the audio coming through.
I understand that, but
in order to
manipulate
that data, you're going to need quite a bit more.
I understand that. My point is that in the movie, they even explain in the movie, it took them weeks to figure out the layering bit, right? When Fichtner came in and he was like, wait, there's a second harmonic layer, and then they pulled it apart, right? They even showed you in a pretty, simple way. You just click, one layer, two layer, pull them apart, and then there you go. And then once they realized they were layers, it took them like a couple of weeks to pull apart the fact that there were thousands upon thousands of these sheets of data, which eventually they were able to render into a little spherical thing with a dude inside. That's my point. I feel like I didn't have a problem with that. That I had no problem with at all. But Corny, you're the computer
one thing
nerd,
I had a problem with.
What's that?
The chair. The chair that she was in.
The vibrating chair. Yeah.
I mean, are we meant to believe that maybe the chair was a human addition to that, and she was supposed to just stand or sit?
It was.
And ride, right?
Yeah. Because in the original rendering, she's just standing there.
Didn't she mention there's no chair?
Yeah, and she got pissed, and he was like, "Look, it's minimal invasion or something like that, right?"
Okay, and then the chair ended up being violently tossed around.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Which I think was the point, right?
Yeah.
Is to kind of show us, look, she was right. You didn't need the chair because she was fine. And the only reason why she got even a bruise on her face was because the damn chair probably fell on her.
Yeah.
So that's what happens when you don't read the instructions directly. When IKEA says you need, like, oh my God, it's freaking IKEA. The aliens are freaking Swedish or whatever. Because it was a pictogram.
They're Sturgen. Right. Spaceship.
That's what it was called. The spinning Svergurderburger. Yeah, that's what it was.
I like to believe that John Hurt is the owner of IKEA.
Yeah. I loved John Hurt in this movie. He was great. I wanted more of him. I wanted him to have more lines so I could record more of him because I loved just his. All right, John, we need you to smoke about 30 packs of cigarettes before we get you to record. I mean, his voice sounded rough and gravelly, and I know he's sick, but shit. We need you to gargle with some rocks first. Is that cool? All right, got it. Little bleach. All right, cool. And then I got really mad because they kind of flipped it on her. She became the bad guy. Wait a minute. So you believed her that the signal, and you believed her all of this way, and now she does this thing, and you're like, nope, don't believe her. Wait, what? That was annoying. But it's government, whatever. They're all douchebags. I'm frustrated with our local government as it is, and so into election time. As you listen to this podcast,
has anybody noticed that it's like the posts on Facebook from the candidates themselves is like exponentially grown?
Yeah, well, yeah,
like our local state board people and stuff. It's just,
oh yeah.
Oh
yeah, well, whatever.
Especially with that stuff that happened in Shelby, it was like, look at me, I went to this. Look at me, I did this.
Yeah. Politics, it sucks. Whatever. Not going to talk about it.
Yeah.
My last note was about that whole bit when your nickname, Sam, with the static, the 18 hours of static. I said, this is what pisses me off about government, that there's actual proof that her story is real, but we're not going to release it to the public because that would hurt our witch hunt. That was the quote. That was what I typed. And that just infuriated me. There's a movie, I don't know if any of y'all have seen it, maybe Corny, because you probably watched it with me, because of course I own it. It's called Rules of Engagement.
Yeah, I've seen it.
With Sam Jackson and Tommy Lee Jones. Andrew, have you seen it?
Yeah. It's been a while, but I've seen it.
Yeah, it's a lawyer movie basically, but the beginning of it's an action flick where they're trying to rescue, like an American embassy, and in the street the crowd was shooting at them, and so Sam Jackson ordered to shoot back, and he killed a bunch of people, and while they were before medical could come up in the local, police and whatever. Someone came through and cleaned up all the weapons, and there was video evidence to corroborate his story, but because what's his phrase? Star Trek.
James Earl Jones.
No.
What?
Bobby
Michael
Boucher.
Snorkel.
Yeah, he can make up names too. Because he's a bad guy in everything he's in until he did Star Trek.
James Earl Jones.
Bruce. You've already said his name. No,
Oh,
Bruce
sorry.
Greenwood. Bruce Greenwood. Anyway,
Q.
he. You're just gonna say Star Trek things now?
Worf. Prince Spiner.
I'm impressed.
That hot redhead McFadden. Mm.
Yeah. You got
I had a thing for Gates McFadden.
Okay, that's interesting. Most people would have gone with Deanna Troi and her.
That's the easy one.
And her.
I need a lady who's going to stay with me through the thick and thin.
In her onesie. Anyway,
that makes me feel terrible now.
Actually,
you went for a girl in a onesie? No.
Deep Space Nine's actually got some pretty attractive girls. Just gonna say, I'm really enjoying that show. I've actually never watched it before. Watching it for the first time, it's way better than I thought, and I'm actually sad that I missed it. And my door just opened, and I'm freaking out. Holy crap! My cat just scared me.
Sorry, I'll close it.
Shit! I thought my door was latched, and the door just opened, and my cat just walked in. God Almighty!
Did the cat come in with a knife going? You're next.
Well, I mean, she's.
Well, you got to hold some of the doors in your house shut, otherwise they continue to open.
Well, she's like a friggin' velociraptor. She's figured out how to open doors.
Clever girl.
I was getting ready to play the clip.
Clever girl.
Oh, wait, wrong one.
Wait, there's two of them?
Yeah, I meant to play this one.
Clever girl.
Yeah, that's actually from this movie.
Clever girl.
That's William Hurt. Well, I played that clip. There you go. There you go. I guess we're ready to do some clips now, maybe?
I'm born ready.
Oh,
yes.
Shit. Okay. Did that on purpose. Here we go. I don't remember what this one is. Oh, wait, what? I just wrote sci-fi. I don't remember what this is. It's 48 seconds of
movie is.
Something. So, tuck in. Oh, wait. I got to hit the button first. Come on.
Oh, you're right. It's crazy.
Oh, right. It's her rant.
In fact, it's even worse than that. Nuts. Want to hear something really nutty? I heard of a couple guys that want to build something called an airplane. You know, you get people to go in it and they fly around like birds. It's ridiculous, right? Or what about breaking the sound barrier, or rockets to the moon, or atomic energy, or a mission to Mars? Science fiction, right? Look, all I'm asking is for you to just have the tiniest bit of vision, you know, to step back for 1 minute and look at the big picture, to take a chance on something that just might end up being the most profoundly impactful moment for humanity, for the history of history.
How did we think she did as an actress? Did we think she did all right?
She was off and on.
What? Two people talking at the same time, sorry.
Go ahead, Sam.
I thought she was off and on in terms of an actress in this one. There were times where I was like, hey, that was a pretty good performance. And then there were some times where it was not so good.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked that rant, and I thought she did fine. But then there were other times when she was getting flustered. I
thought Crybaby.
Yeah.
She's on point sometimes, and not just in this movie, in every movie she's in.
Yeah.
And then other times I'm like, I don't know about this. The what was that movie? The safe room.
Panic Room.
Panic room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
The not safe room.
Yeah. That one, I didn't buy her in that movie.
Yeah.
And the movie itself isn't bad, but just something about her. I really think that she's like the early version Hilary Swank.
Okay. Yeah, that's actually, I think that's a good comparison.
Yeah.
I think Hilary Swank's a better actress personally, but.
Well, yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
But slightly.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny because she won Best Actress for a Saturn Award, which is the sci-fi Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror Films. She won Best Actress, and Jenna Malone won Best Performance by a Young Actor or Actress for her role. That mirror shot, by the way, was flippin' awesome. I loved it. Where she runs up the stairs and then we're all of a sudden we're the mirror and she opens up the cabinet. It was really, really well done.
Yeah, that was a cool shot.
It was very cool. So, sorry, my cat's doing that weird thing where she attacks her own tail and then realizes it's her own tail and then she licks it and then she bites it again. She's probably practicing for me where she's going to...
You're devil cat.
Oh, my God. I'm getting kind of freaked out now. All right. I'm going to find a squirt bottle and squirt her while I play this next clip.
Aw. Don't be mean.
Well, maybe they didn't grow up there. Maybe they're just visiting. I don't know.
Okay, so spacecraft? No, this system is full of debris. It would get clobbered.
Well, not if they use their laser blasters and photon torpedoes.
It's not funny, Willie.
Well, how else are we going to explain it? That's what you're talking about.
They're laser blasters and photon torpedoes. One of the few moments of brevity in this otherwise super serious real film. So
yeah,
I liked it. Good job there, guys. I already played.
Hey, wasn't that the guy from Sahara?
What?
From where?
Wasn't that the guy from Sahara? One of the scientists?
No.
Talking about?
I think you're thinking of
dude from The Office.
No. Hold on. It wasn't Matthew McConaughey, but his buddy.
The one that was on the boat that had to
Steve
tell,
Zahn?
Yeah.
Not Steve Zahn.
No.
What? No.
Yeah. No.
I won't believe. Oh no.
No, that's not Steve Zahn.
Yeah, I thought it wasn't Steve Zahn.
1000%. No, not Steve Zahn. He would have been younger.
You think?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that dude had a beard and looked with a ponytail. I don't know his real name.
Although I think that would have been great at the beginning of Sahara. We actually would have seen how the Panama happened if Steve Zahn had been in this
I still
movie.
want to see how the Panama happened. I think that would be great.
Hey, Steve Zahn was on Crimson Tide.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
He only had like a
Today's top 3 will be how many times that can we figure out how to put Steve Zahn in a movie?
Yeah, I'll go with that. Yeah, in fact, dude, what with ponytail didn't even have an IMDb photo.
Oh,
so sad.
Yeah, well, is it?
Poor kid.
Okay, he was still in a successful movie. He got paid. He's fine.
But is he really?
Yes. Here you go.
I got one for you.
What do you got?
Occam's Razor. You've ever heard of it?
Occam's Razor. Sounds like some slasher movie.
No, Occam's Razor. It's a basic scientific principle. And it says, all things being equal, the simplest explanation tends to be the right one.
Makes sense to me.
That's right.
Does not exist in this podcast. Does not exist in this podcast.
The simplest things is most likely the truth. Yeah, no, you're right. It doesn't exist.
Can you shoot a gun in space, Shawn?
Yes, we can, because we learned that.
Yeah.
We actually have learned things on this show, which is kind of cool.
Maybe you have.
Well,
like Central Africa.
Yeah, like Central Africa. Yeah. Oh, you're making the joke, Corny, that you already knew it, but I'm the one that's learning it because I'm an idiot.
No. I'm just saying I don't learn anything.
Oh, okay. All right.
I never look in the past, darling.
It's only in the now. I'm going to give you 33 seconds why Tom Skerritt is the biggest asshole in the movie, even more so than Busey.
Okay.
Ellie, I know you must think this is all very unfair. Maybe that's an understatement. What you don't know is I agree. I wish the world was a place where fair was the bottom line, where the kind of idealism you showed at the hearing was rewarded, not taken advantage of. Unfortunately, we don't live in that world.
Funny. I've always believed that the world is what we make of it.
God, I want to punch him in the throat. Right, just rip off his mustache. Just rip it right off.
Jimmy Ford.
Yeah, Jimmy Ford.
Jimmy Ford.
Yeah, he plays one of the main character's dads, or the main character's dad in the in the Leverage TV show, and he's a douche in that also. So, oh, somebody just sent me a snap and it's of cookies. I'm excited because they're making me cookies. Sorry. Anyway, I got distracted by food. Go figure, right?
Who are you?
Yeah, that never
What have
happens.
you done with Shawn?
Yeah, right.
That's my thing.
Or just shiny things on my phone. What was this one? What? Oh yeah, this was funny.
Can anyone say grandstanding?
He sure knows he's on TV.
Back home, that's what we call an overcooked ham.
That's right. Everybody gets to say something ridiculous.
Well, why does it have to be the guy from the South?
Don't know.
Because all of our references are to food and bless.
Okay, yeah.
That's right, because the overcooked ham is...
It's a saying we say?
Is a saying that everybody says here in the South.
Is that a thing? Because I think all three of us, except for Sam, have lived in the South our entire lives so far, and I've never heard that phrase.
Never.
Except when Mom actually overcooked the ham and said, "Hey, look, there's an overcooked ham." But even then, I think she would just have said, "I burnt it" or something. No one says that. Anyway, maybe his little weird podunk town of something. Here's more John Hurt saying stuff.
First rule in government spending. Why build one when you can have two at twice the price? Only this one can be kept secret. Controlled by Americans. Built by the Japanese subcontractors. Who also happen to be recently acquired wholly owned subsidiaries
Of Haddon Industries.
They still want an American to go, Doctor. Want to take a ride?
Oh, I could use more of him. I liked him a lot.
But I do have to say, after watching Jurassic Park 3 weeks ago, the rich old guy, I don't know, is that a trope? Is that something that needs to be mentioned in terms of a crutch for a movie like this?
Well, I have to say this. Rush Hour actually described this perfectly. Behind every scheme to get money is an old rich white guy waiting to get his cut.
That's right. He does say that. That was Tom Wilkinson, I think, was the bad guy in that. The old rich white guy in that movie.
John Tao. Yeah, he was John Tao, right?
Yeah. He was the if you don't know who he is, he was the General Cornwallis from the Patriot movie. And the benefactor of Shakespeare in the Shakespeare in Love movie. There you
Oh
go.
yeah. Pepper Spots.
Yeah, he's like, "Who are you? I'm the money. You can shut up and just watch and learn." Yeah, I like that part from Ben Affleck. And then this part just made my blood boil. I mentioned it earlier, but God, this made me want to just. You all right?
Uh-oh.
That wasn't me, actually.
Sweet death.
You all right?
Kill me now.
Did you swallow your moonshine a little too fast, or?
Oh no! I wish. I'll be back.
Yeah. Let's make this podcast even better. All right, here you go. 38 seconds of just something that'll piss you off.
I was especially interested in the section on Arroway's video unit. The one that recorded the static.
Continue.
The fact that it recorded static isn't what interests me.
Continue.
What interests me is that it recorded approximately 18 hours of it.
That is interesting, isn't it?
Oh, God, I want to just punch him in the throat. That's so frustrating.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Indiana Jones has dropped it off at the warehouse, and they're
It's been
putting it
monitored by
in
Top.
storage. Yeah.
For top men to look at. What a freaking
What kind of men? Top.
top. Good job, Porkins. Anyway, so crap. I'm looking for something on my phone, and it's there we go. All right, sorry.
Shawn is looking through his contacts.
Yeah, I was. All right, time for my script to tell me what to do next. Oh yeah, tropes. I wrote the geographical trope. Any place in the Southwest USA is near the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
Just,
yeah.
Everything after Kansas is the Grand Canyon.
It's just desert and Grand Canyon, you know. And it's funny when
I
I
love
was
how anybody can just drive up to it. Is that how it works?
I think it actually kind of actually is how it works. But
oh really?
Yeah, I
That
don't.
seems dangerous.
Well, don't fall in. But
don't go by it.
Well, that too. But it was funny. Probably in my middle school to early high school age, I kind of made that assumption too that you just go to the Southwest and there's the Grand Canyon, right? And until we actually went there on a mission trip, and we were in the western part of New Mexico, and I was like, "Hey, let's go to the Grand Canyon." They're like, "That's a 7-hour drive away." I was like, "Holy balls, what?" So, the desert is a vast place of nothing. Okay, here we go.
And now for some more bad news. Ready?
My other trope was reclusive billionaire genius, but we already mentioned that. Trivia. Here's some good trivia. Wow, why is this print so damn small all of a sudden? Author and producer Carl Sagan died during production of this film. He was reportedly taking great care to ensure that the science was accurately depicted in the film. So good for him. Footage
R.I.P.
Yes. Footage of a press conference by President Bill Clinton was re-edited and altered and caused some controversy. A few years later, CNN would ban the use of its logo in fictional movies, which is why on NCIS it's ZNN, as well as bar its reporters from doing cameo appearances, although Larry King does appear from time to time. And the
you don't say.
Yeah. And the thing that Bill Clinton is reading from, because he's being very specific, like we will monitor what it hears, blah blah, is they're talking about when we sent the first kind of probe, whatever, to Mars, and they found what they thought was at the time like ice under the surface, and so that's what he was talking about. So, which I think I might. No, I didn't capture that trivia. William Fichtner's character in the film, a blind astrophysicist with enhanced hearing as a result of his of his condition, is named Kent Clark, a play on the name of Superman's alter ego, Clark Kent. I think it would have been better if he would have been Murdoch Matthew or something like that. Anyway, the character is based on real-life blind SETI scientist Kent Cullors. So cool. The alien transmission sound effect that is being heard by Eleanor is a very minor variation of the sound effect made by the TARDIS as it powers up in Doctor Who.
Eleanor, we got Eleanor here.
That's right.
We got Eleanor here. You all right?
This one I had to do for my own personal reasons. Peter Jackson did some of the visual effects for this film, repaying the favor to Robert Zemeckis, who executive produced his film The Frighteners.
Ah, what a connection. Nice.
Right? How cool is that? According to Robert Zemeckis, Haddon is based on what would happen if Bill Gates lost his mind. And the last one.
Actually, I think we were watching the earlier version of Tim Cook because. Yeah. Really, no headphone jacks? Come on, man.
Hey, what? I think doesn't Samsung have a phone that doesn't have headphone jacks now, or LG? There's a phone that out there already has that. It's an Android phone that's completely waterproof that does that very reason. So
no,
yes. So
no.
Do I?
No.
No. Come here, you little.
I figure
paper
Sam can do
bitch.
it. I mean, I can just deny.
Yeah, you can just deny shit whether it's real or not. Anyway, it doesn't bother me at all. But whatever. I'm actually kind of excited, though not excited is not the right word, but intrigued by the completely waterproof iWatch series too. Not that I'm gonna buy one, but I just good for them.
It'd be nice, right?
Could sell a car and get one.
Yeah, really. I'd sell my car and get one. They're only like $300, $320, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
yeah, Lord knows Shawn doesn't have any money under his mattress. I've checked.
Yeah. Only
creepy.
thing under there is the gun. Actually, the gun's in the closet. The suicide pill scene is controversial. Carl Sagan claims that such pills were made available on all NASA missions for use in case astronauts were unable to return to Earth. Former astronaut Jim Lovell, commander of the ill-fated Apollo 13 mission, which was directed by Robert Zemeckis, disputes this claim. The movie, not the actual mission. There you go. So, we're making this movie in 2016. Who are we casting as the lead? I say Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly who I was going for.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
She
All
would
right,
be.
Should be great.
I say we pull. Ian Malcolm.
You want to
drawing a blank here.
Jeff Goldblum. Yeah, Jeff Goldblum.
We bring him
out of
to,
storage. Get him off the
to
apartments.com commercials and.
He's the wealthy old guy.
No. Actually, it's just to make him the Matthew McConaughey character.
Oh God, no! That's creepy.
Oh,
Ew. I was actually gonna say just because they like to do movies together, the Bradley Cooper.
Imagine Jennifer Lawrence
Actually,
laying half naked on Jeff Goldblum
Well, he's breathing heavy.
without his shirt on.
Let's reenact the scene from Jurassic Park.
That's terrifying. I don't want to see that at all. No, I actually like either Brad Cooper or who's another young
Joe Pesci.
Oh God, get out of here with that. You could do now. I will say this: you could do Jeff Goldblum in your Tom Skerritt character. I can see him being a
I can see
sleazeball.
that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Actually, there we go. That's a pretty good pick.
You know, life isn't fair, and life finds a way, and it found me a way into the capsule.
You could do how about Charlie Cox as the blind scientist?
That might be a little too on the nose, but
okay.
I was going to suggest it too, Sam. Thank
actually
you.
get Daredevil to be in there with his same red,
Like when the
and like outside a window in a background scene, he's out there like kicking some ninjas down or something.
He actually is the one that goes onto the thing and stops the Busey character.
There you go.
Yeah.
I swear, if I'd ever make a movie, there'd be so many things happening in the background. It'd be awesome.
I did notice this time for the first time that over when Eleanor is watching, behind her is a monitor and it shows Busey like getting the bomb ready.
Oh, really? I didn't notice that.
I only looked for it this time because I knew to look for it. And you can see him like he's pulling the thing in his sleeve and he's like standing there watching like.
See, I forgot it was a bomb. I thought it was a malfunction of the machine that caused all the chaos. I totally forgot it was a bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, those people that tried to stop him, they were kind of bad. You had one job: break his thumb, but whatever.
Yeah, keep his darn thumb off the thing. It wasn't working apparently.
Yeah. Apparently Jake Busey was just too much Busey for them.
Too much teeth.
Who do you want? Who do you want as that character? Is there an actor out there right now that we think would be good at the Busey character?
Russell Brand.
Rob Schneider.
Rob Schneider? What? No.
You can do it.
Yeah, I can't see him being religious zealot, dude.
He makes
Adam
a great.
Sandler. Let's just go ahead and give him another shot.
Oh, what do? Here come the alien. Oh, yeah. Yeah. God is with you. We do. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna do the.
This movie's already better. Just by
What
the
about
definition.
your Bones from Star Trek? What's his
Carl
name?
Urban?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Judge Dredd?
Yeah.
Judge Dredd?
He could do that.
He's got the eyes. He's got the crazy eyes.
Yeah, he kind of does have crazy eyes. He's got that stern jaw. I want
Yeah.
them to make another Dredd movie.
I am the law.
I thought they were I think they were doing that. I thought it was in the process.
They keep teasing it that they're gonna do it.
Yeah.
There's rumor that they're gonna do they're gonna put it on Netflix in a series, like a 10-episode series, and Carl Urban would star in it, and they would make it like hard R.
Although I wouldn't have a problem with that because it'd be like a Daredevil thing where you could actually build a good story.
Yeah, I would actually.
And didn't you include Daredevil in this show? Oh, I'm already like this.
I don't think they're the same.
That's different universes. Yeah,
that would be cool though.
I thought that was a Marvel,
but it's like future Marvel.
I don't think is Dredd Marvel.
If it is future Marvel.
I didn't know that.
Who owns Judge Dredd?
No one, because he is the law
of Moses. In this particular movie. Oh, speaking of this particular movie, so what about? Did we actually really cover the whole implication of? Oh yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. To which I made the reference.
There you go. I had to play it.
Weird. It's not DC or Marvel.
Yeah, I thought it was like an indie thing.
Billion Developments. Yeah.
Anyway. So. Okay. I think you could make this movie again. Why you would want to, I don't know, but I think you can certainly get enough interesting characters in the movie. Again, I think the Charlie Cox character might be just a little hidden. Also, I'm typecast now. I have to be a blind guy.
This kind of movie would be a hard movie to sell nowadays, just because of the pacing.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know if people are sitting through movies like this anymore.
Yeah, the thing is, you'd have to get like Clint Eastwood would have to direct it. And you know,
and you might have to get a group of guys to watch it for a podcast or something like that. But yeah.
Right. No, you're right. I mean, in '97, I mean, they still make movies kind of like this. I mean, The Martian was super successful, and I can't remember if Matt Damon won an Oscar, and I don't think he did, but he was nominated for it. And and I love The Martian. I think it was a fantastic film. So, there you go. What do we do next? I can't remember my script. Oh, soundtrack grade. Forrest Gump. Basically leftovers from Forrest Gump. And what did we learn? I learned that
I was waiting for feathers to start.
Fall
down from the debris.
Yeah. What did we learn? We learned that the government sucks. That's all I'm going to say about that. Top 3. Here we go. You cannot wait for this. So as you're listening to this episode, you're like, "Wow, God, I wonder what they're going to do for top 3.
What are they going to do?
Are they going to do top 3 Jodie Foster movies, or maybe top 3 science fiction movies based on science fiction books, or maybe top 3 movies with Jake Busey,
space vehicles? Yeah.
No. We decided to go the complete opposite direction of anything that you guys have been thinking about, and we did
this, by the way.
Top 3 Larry King cameos. That's right.
And you're welcome, audience.
Yes, thank you, Corey. Great idea. Now, I took this as the best movie that there is a Larry King cameo in.
That's the way I took
all
it.
of them.
Well, that's the way I took it too, as opposed to like his best performance.
Yeah, which is pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, he's just himself. There's actually a couple of movies where he's actually acting as another thing, but we'll talk about that later. So, Andrew.
Okay. Number 3, and this is my number 3. I do like the movie. I mean, it's fun to watch. It's not something I watch all the time, or I've seen it a few times. But of the Larry King movies that I've seen, there's very few. So this is why this is on my list. But The Stepford Wives.
Okay.
Again, it's not something. It's not my top 10 or anything. Although I do like Christopher Walken in the movie. I think he's funny. Number 2, John Q. I think it's a fantastic movie.
That is a good movie.
And I've said that before.
Is that what's his name?
Denzel.
Denzel, yeah.
My dog.
Talking about movies that are pulling at your heartstrings. That's one that does it Definitely for me.
It's also got James Woods in it, oddly enough.
Yeah.
Oh, scary. He's still following the trail.
And then number one, and maybe one of his earliest cameos, Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Okay, Corny.
All right. Since this was mine, I was actually pretty happy this one through. I'm gonna go with Shrek.
Yeah, he's the voice of the bartender.
Of Doris.
The female bartender.
The ugly stepsister.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go kind of the route of Andrew here and go with another Denzel movie. But no, sorry, I don't know why I said that. But a movie of that type, and go with Enemy of the State.
I was gonna say it's Will Smith.
Yeah.
Racist.
And then they all look alike.
Yeah. I was waiting for you to say the
I'm
joke
talking
because
about every Larry King cameo. Come on, guys.
Yeah, you can say the joke. We can't.
and then lastly, my number one also is Ghostbusters because when you get a chance to, if you ask if you're a god, you say yes.
You say yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I've seen stuff that'll turn you white. Sam.
Yep. All right. I've got my number 3 as Enema of the State.
Enema?
Enemy of the State.
I was like
Blink 182.
Yeah, Blink 182.
For
Okay.
patronage.
Yep. I've got Shrek 2. I'm kind of repeating this. And my number 1 is his role as a Gringotts baker in Harry Potter.
Anybody gonna fact check that?
Is that your joke about him looking like a goblin?
I don't know, but he has a fantastic performance.
Yeah, and that's not real, but it's okay.
But Ghostbusters.
Yeah, Ghostbusters. Yeah. Okay. I'm the only one that has a different movie, which is and Andrew had the Stepford Wives, which is different. So I went Ghostbusters is 3. Number 2, I put The Jackal.
Really?
Yeah, and
you'd rather watch The Jackal than Ghostbusters?
He loves him some Bruce Willis.
I kind of do. I like that movie. I mean, I like it a lot, and Richard Gere's in it, and that's where I got the name for Declan. So, and then my number 1 was Enemy of the State. In fact, I remember the line that he has when he's the last thing you hear in the movie is him talking about you don't have a right to invade my privacy, which I thought was pretty great. There you go. That was fun. Thank you, Corny, for that one. Email. We have one.
We have an email, you say?
We do have an email. I said
a real email?
A real true to life email.
Is it one from Chris Tellers?
No, it's not from that. Whatever that is.
That guy's an a-hole.
Well, I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm trying to.
Why would it bother you, Sam? You're not Chris Tellers, right?
Here we go.
No.
So this isn't an email, but it is a Facebook post we got yesterday. A good friend, listener Andrew, who also donated to our GoFundMe.com/Cheapseat Reviews account, and am awaiting to have him pick a movie to watch for our.
All right.
He donated the minimum of $25. He donated $25 to get on the show. He actually donated more than that, but still, thank you, Andrew, for that. His movies suggestions for October were The Exorcist, which is back on Netflix if it stays on in October. Tremors, The Mist, and The Faculty.
Ooh,
So,
okay.
Those are some movies.
I think on all those.
I have put a list on our website.
Oh.
I need to add 2 of those to it. But there is now a votable list on our website for movies.
Neat.
And Chad should not be able to vote 300 times on one. So,
all right.
God rest his soul.
All right, yeah. I heard the Babadook. The Babadook is actually really good and kind of like more of a psychological thriller than just monster chasing you kind of a thing.
Yay. Okay.
If that makes it to the list.
I tell you though, if Exorcist stays for October, we've got to see it.
Sure.
It's the hold on, Shawn. It's the quintessential horror movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a word.
Yes, as you're watching it, you're getting asked a bunch of questions.
Yeah. All right, email time.
Okay. All right.
Well,
but yes. Oh, by the way, thank you. Was it Andrew? Who was it that?
Yeah.
Andrew. I will add 2 of those movies to the list when I get back to the office.
Cool.
I don't think I have. Well, yeah. Okay. Sorry. Keep going.
No problem. Email. This is from listener Jen. So,
what's up, girl?
Always fun to hear from listener Jen. She's a repeat fan and listener of the show. and
She's a repeat offender.
No,
That's what I thought you were going. I was
She's
like,
a repeat.
whoa.
She's a repeat email sender to the show. So whenever she sends an email, I always read them, and they're fantastic because she always kind of makes fun of us individually, which is great. So take heed from Jennifer and send us emails. That's all I'm going to say about that. Hey guys, it's been a while. I finally caught up on my podcast. It's been fun ride through the last few episodes, from dinosaurs to atomic bombs. You've pretty much covered it all. I'm really excited to see what you guys have to say about Contact this Friday, which you'll hear. There's some really deep questions that the movie digs up, and while you guys usually land on the levity of a movie, it'll be interesting to delve into the deeper questions that this one asks, like how deep did the ball drop into the net? That's not true at all. I'm a big reader of things geeky, and Carl Sagan features prominently on my bookshelf. Sagan's strongest contention was always that I'm not going to play it again. Was always that finding intelligent life beyond Earth will be the most important and significant event in human history, and will change us forever, hopefully for the better. Did Contact show this? What about the idea of a god? Did science destroy the divine, or can they work together? Which is kind of why I having read the email before, that's why I went on my little my little soapbox about how I think science and religion can fit together and can work together. And Star Trek kind of proved that, because even in the Star Trek universe, especially in Deep Space Nine, which is what I'm watching currently, there is a race that they're with, the Bajorans. They are a deeply religious group. And
do they carry around children on their chest and back?
Bajorans. No. Where's the joke?
You've never used one, have you?
No.
Baby Bjorn?
No. Sarah's got one of those like papoose things, but never that thing. I was like trying to find the joke there. Sorry. But they're in the show. They're super like spiritual, whatever, to these deities that are kind of proven scientifically as being real, kind of interdimensional being, whatever, right? But their religion still is a super important thing to them. So I think that it, again, can coexist. I don't think that science and religion are mutually exclusive. So I hope, Jen, that I made that point, or and I think the movie. Actually, I don't think the movie did make that point, though. I think the movie kind of, in some aspects.
I don't know. I think it had a lot to do with faith.
It did, because the end of the movie.
The last question of, her wanting to believe that this happened.
Yeah.
She basically had to have faith. You know, the question of, how did you? What was it? How do you know your dad loved you, or what? What did he ask?
Well, yeah, that's what Matthew McConaughey said to her. He's like,
yeah.
If you could go to space.
Sorry, I'm actually getting kind of freaked out right now. So the cat I kicked out of the room and is now pawing at the door, and I can see her. I can literally see the doorknob moving as she's batting it. I'm like seriously freaked out right now.
Are we gonna watch your murder this week?
I don't know.
Sam, did you finally do it, but through a cat?
Have you been letting your cat watch?
I have been training that cat for years.
Been watching Pet Sematary and
a lot of Benadryl
and Cujo. And
I was gonna say your Benadryl or your cat allergy must have been a ruse.
Yeah.
Well played, Sam.
Damn, sorry.
I call it a long con.
Seriously, that cat is freaking me out right now. What the? Oh, Jen's email. Right. Continuing on.
Just by cat.
Back to Jen. Seriously, you guys, you can see me on Skype. So if like I disappear and all of a sudden there's like blood splatter against the camera, you know what's happened.
And I'm in Hickory
cat space, and the cat puts up her paw on this such as us.
Yeah. And the last thing you guys see,
then it gives me a thumbs up through Skype.
Yeah, the last thing you guys see before it is like the cat like licking her chops, and then Skype crashes. Back to Jen's email. There's so much good quality content in this movie that I'm sure you guys will really enjoy picking it apart. As usual, you have previously said, here's my usual cast takedown. Shawn, your son needs to make more guest appearances. How cute can he host? I think that's a bad idea. Because
ooh, buttons, push.
Yeah,
push.
Exactly. And he'll just start asking questions. And who are you talking to? And who are the? Yeah. But
then again, that might be podcast gold.
Yeah, maybe. Best thing ever. It's like when Stephen Curry had his daughter up during post game conferences.
Exactly.
Corny. I really appreciate your input on all things nerdy. Where are my imitations? Podcasts need more Connery. So,
nice.
Thus, all of the attempts of the imitations. Go ahead, Corny.
Always trying, but I never know. You can't waste a good bill. So,
no, that's true. Even though you're going for McConaughey, it still came out much better.
I mean, if I'm gonna do the voice of a very sexy character, I mean,
Bill. You might as well go for Bill Clinton. Just put down.
I mean, I do a great Matt Damon.
Just put down. No, it wasn't Matt Damon. It was Ben Affleck.
Or Ben Affleck. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Ben Affleck. Andrew, this is a great dude. Oh, Jen. Andrew, it is great to have your voice on the show. While the other three go off the deep ends, it's nice to have someone who maintains at least a 98% chance of being a decent human being.
Man, she is not a
If you only know what I said off the air, Jen.
Yeah. Andrew's just the only one that's
usually
never...
someone makes that joke and you laugh because it's not really true, but no, this is...
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And Jesus, that was great. And Sam, continue to drive Shawn nuts. No, seriously, it's the best part. Damn it, Jen. You're now my least favorite listener. I'd like to end this email with just a general thought. I really enjoy the cast, but I'd really like to hear more about the why in your work. So why do you like it? Why not? Just saying you enjoyed it doesn't tell us listeners much. I want to possibly see a bit more digging in terms of the big questions. Keep up the good work, Jen. Well, I liked Contact. Okay. Apparently, since I'm not a
this moment of silence is brought to you by
Shawn being a dick because
our
clearly,
only listener leaving the show.
Yeah, because apparently Andrew is the only good human being here,
which is sad.
Yeah, because we know Andrew. I lived with him. He's not. I'm just teasing.
we'll give our whys. We can give our whys real quick.
Well, okay. So we want to do a why.
Why of what?
Why did we like or dislike the movie? Did we do that? I mean, so let's do the why while we do our.
That though, didn't we?
Kind of. So let's do the why in our out of 10, right? Okay. So Andrew.
Okay, cool.
Oh, let me get to my listy thingy here. Andrew, out of 10, why did you like this movie? Or your number and your why. How's that?
Yeah. I'm going to give this a 7.2.
All right.
And I genuinely enjoy science fiction type movies most of the time, and especially ones that aren't too far-fetched. And I feel like this one, even though it's out there, I don't feel like they portrayed it in an unrealistic way. I feel like those, however, I guess however unlikely it seems that might ever happen. If it did, I feel like that they portrayed the story of how we could actually do this and build a machine pretty well.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Thank you. That was a good why. Corny.
All right. I too am a fan of this movie. Excuse me. I will also give it a 7, just a solid 7.
All right.
And the movie made me think. Also, gave me an opportunity to see someone who has worked very hard on something to have it almost yanked out of their hands because of some other D-bags.
Like 16 times.
Yeah, pretty much. And so
by several D-bags, not just one.
That's right. Those stories actually, I like to see those stories because I always like to see the resolution to those. But on top of that, the idea of putting someone in a position who I guess is an atheist or someone who doesn't believe a certain ideology, being forced to actually play with the ideology because of what they do. I think it was a very unique way to do that. I think Carl Sagan did a good job on making that be, or bringing that subject up. So, but yeah, that's about why I like it.
All right, cool. Sam,
I'm going to give this thing. I really like this movie, and I'm going to tell you why here in a second. But I think I'm going to give it a 7.5. Maybe if it was a little, maybe if it was a little shorter, it might have been higher in terms of compactness. But I don't know if that was just me needing to do other things while I'm watching a 2.5-hour movie in the afternoon. So, why I like this movie? I love the deep issues. I love the idea of faith and the story of, how faith drives us, and losing faith, gaining faith. I like the idea of people, even though they're not working together, they really are, and the idea of what would happen if we met the aliens. What would happen if the aliens were actually good aliens? We don't see that a whole lot in these movies, other than kid movies. And the father issues really, really drove it at the heart of this to me, and it became touching. And like I said before, it's grown. Obviously the visuals does not stand up, but the whole idea of this movie and the whole the surrounding story has really touched me more than it did the first time I saw it.
All right, cool.
It touched you?
It touched me.
Like it made contact?
Like
Yes, it did. Yes.
I wanted to, but I couldn't.
Okay, so my turn.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a, not even looking at the other list. Not even gonna do it. Don't care. I'm gonna give this an 8, and just
okay.
an 8.1, just to make the math be funny.
It's a well-made movie.
I really liked it. I liked it for all of the reasons that you guys have said. I thought, to me, the 2.5 hours actually flew by. I started watching this. I said I watched that very opening scene at work yesterday, and then once I got past that, and then I got into my nerd math, I lost time and didn't have a chance to do it. So when I came home after putting the kids to bed, and I threw the movie on, and Sarah was watching it with me, my wife. We were watching it together, and then she fell asleep. And the next thing I know, it's midnight, and I'm finishing the movie, and I was like, "Holy crap!" And I followed my own rule. I didn't really take that many notes because I was just sucked into the movie. And some people would say that there's some kind of slow moment of the movie. I personally didn't really get there. I was engaged the whole time. So as far as like a movie experience, I was all in. The only thing that was annoying, and I think this is a Netflix thing because I keep having issues with this, is that the louds are super loud and the quiets are super quiet. And
yeah, I've noticed that too.
The TV
recently.
I have in my bedroom that I watched it on is just a LG. It's a beautiful flat screen, but I don't have a sound system hooked up to it. So it's just the shitty computers, speakers that are connected to the monitor, not computer, but the monitor itself. Oop, microphone. Found it. But so I don't know. Maybe if I don't know. I don't want to sacrifice picture quality for audio instead of putting my headphones on. But who knows? Anyway, my point is that I really I enjoyed the movie for what it was. I like the idea of it. I like the kind of Gene Roddenberry kind of hope that this movie offers.
Even though there is so much conflict and
drama in the LBC.
Yeah, it does offer the hope that, this isn't the last time they'll talk to us, but it's the first step.
Yeah, this is the first step in that. And if anything, this movie does is this, and what is super believable is the politician's reaction, the government's reaction. How can we weaponize it? Or you're wrong because our equipment didn't work or whatever. So I don't know if the world is quite ready for that kind of a thing to happen yet. And, but again, being the Trek fan that I am and the eternal kind of optimist, I hope maybe in my lifetime that this thing happens, that this thing could happen because, and it's, again, the good aliens, not the we want to invade your planet and take over your resources kind of thing.
Although, was it Stephen Hawking said that more than likely they would kill us all?
Yeah, if basically we found, if aliens came to us, I mean, they would look to us like what white people did to the Native Americans. And we saw how well that worked out for them. So that's what Stephen Hawking said. I don't know. I kind of hope he's wrong. But as I drink from my Star Trek glass of here. So anyway.
Is it wampum?
What? Wampum? Isn't that like currency?
Currency?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Firewater.
Firewater? No. It's water. But nice try, Sam. I appreciate it. Anyway, there you go.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
I think that's going to kind of do it for us, right? That's the show, I think.
So we did top 10, we did top 3. Yep.
That seems like it. That seems
What
like
are we doing
enough.
What are we doing next week?
Well, I'll tell you, Sam. We are doing.
I really want to know.
We are doing. Speaking of comic book movies, I don't know if we ever were, but I think we did at some point.
Sure.
Ron Perlman stars in this comic book adaptation of Hellboy. In fact,
won't that be our last movie of September?
I don't know. Will it? No, I don't think so. Yes, I think it will be.
So if that's the last movie of September, that's actually a good segue into October.
Yeah, I think so. I can't remember. Brain not working. I can't even form real sentences, in fact, with verbs and adjectives. So yeah, that's going to do it. So yeah, Hellboy will be next week. Looking forward to that. It'll be real fun. I've only seen it once, and I think...
Really?
In fact, Corny, I think I only watched it because you brought it over to the house, and we watched it together, and then I think you gave me the DVD. Because I have a DVD of it, and I don't remember buying it. I'm pretty sure it's yours. But it's packed in a box
That
right
makes
now.
sense because I can't find the one that I thought I bought.
I love the visuals in Hellboy. I'm interested to see if they hold.
It's Del Toro, isn't it? Didn't Guillermo del Toro do this one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Quick fun fact. Those of you who are listening, you should totally go read up what's happened to Hellboy.
Hopefully those people are actually listening, because otherwise... Anyway, sorry.
That's true. But you should totally go read up what's happened to Hellboy. It will make you appreciate the movie a little bit more.
What do you mean, read up on like in the comic?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, things happening? Oh, it's got another John Hurt movie. How funny is that?
Do what?
John Hurt is in Hellboy. So
yeah.
So 2 John Hurt movies back to back.
I'm looking forward to this. I've never seen Hellboy.
I'm happy just because.
Yeah, I mean, Corny. I think it was in this house, so I mean, it's been within the last 8 years that I've seen it.
That's true.
The only thing
I saw it was one of those things. I said, "Hey, man, you should check this out."
Yeah, I think the only thing I really remember is that Selma Blair is in it, and she's hot. That's like all I really remember.
Literally.
Before she went crazy.
Oh, did she go bananas?
I think she went crazy.
Oh no,
I'm remembering right.
She had that really good scene in Cruel Intentions.
That's not really a safe phrase, Sam.
What's that?
It's not really a safe phrase for you.
What'd you say?
Is it not?
I was like, if I remember right, and I was like, no, that's
generally not.
Yeah, yeah. Because he still thinks that Joe Pesci was in Star Wars, I think. Anyway, I think that's gonna do it for our show because we've been together here for a while, so let's wrap this puppy
up. 8 hours.
Yeah, our show is actually it's 18 hours of static, but you're only gonna hear 2 hours of audio.
Nice.
Yeah. So Hellboy is coming up. That's gonna be fun. Leave us a review on iTunes and all those other places that you can buy or steal your podcast. Visit our website, cheapseatreviews.com, and vote for our Halloween movies. We will need your votes to cast our selection. So, and if you have a suggestion for us, email the show, please. And what is the email address? Well, that is cheapseatreviews@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter @cheapseatcast. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/cheapseatreviews. I am @Shawn J. Allred on the Twitter. Sam is @Soniji16. At Johnny Darko 16 is Corny, and at A Jemison is Andrew. Again, you can send us your emails to cheapseatreviews@gmail.com. Leave us a voicemail, 704-271-4290. And that's going to do it for us. So thanks for listening, guys. It was a lot of fun. So on behalf of Andrew, Sam, Corny, Carl Sagan, Daredevil, and
who's having dinner with Chad.
Yeah. Oh. So on behalf of all those people, I say thank you for listening. Good night, and we will see you next week.
See you through the wormhole.
Oh, looks like I made it. And I forgot my wallet.